Modeling is when you're creating equations based on 3 points that you're given. So this is kind of tricky, and there's definitely steps to it. Create original equations. So we're going to create equations for all 3 points. And then remember that what you want is y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. That's your standard form equation. Then we want to solve systems to cancel out c. Solve systems to cancel c. And that's just going to leave you with 2 new equations. Then we're going to solve for the other variables. So our other variables are a and b. To check that, you're going to plug into Desmos or a graphing calculator. Okay, plug into Desmos or some graphing calculator, and all of your points should be on that line. All right, so let's start off with this one. So what we want to do on this is we want to make equations for all of them. So your equation for this is y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So we're plugging in our first one. Our first one is the point -1 and 3. So our y value is 3. Our a value is what we don't know. X is -1 squared. B we don't know. X is -1 plus c. So when you simplify that, that's going to give you 3 equals. Well, -1 squared is 1. So a minus b plus c. Here's your first equation. So now we're going to do this again with our next one of 2, -3. So we know that y is -3. We're looking for a. So 2 squared b times 2 plus c. So now I'm going to simplify. I'm going to get 4a, 2b plus c. Equation number 2. Equation number 3 is using the ordered pair 3, 3. Okay, so that's going to give us 3 equals a times 3 squared, b times 3 plus c. So that's 9a plus 3b plus c. So those are the 3 equations that we're going to work with. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is decide which ones we want to use for elimination. I used equation 1 and equation 2. So what I have is 3 equals a minus b plus c. And then I have -3 equals 4a plus 2b plus c. So what I want to do is I want to eliminate the c value on this. So if we're eliminating the c value, what I need to do is I need to multiply this equation by -1. Because then what you have, we still have a minus b plus c, our first one. But then this new one is going to be a positive 3, -4a, -2b, and -c. So now when I put those together, when I combine them, the c's are going to go away, which is our goal. So we have 6 equals -3a minus 3b. So here's our first of our 2 new equations. So now we're going to do this again with equation 1 and equation 3. So equation 1 is still 3 equals a minus b plus c. Equation number 3 is 3 equals 9a plus 3b plus c. Same thing here, we're trying to get rid of our c's, so we're going to multiply that by -1. So when I do that, that one's going to give me -3 equals -9a minus 3b minus c. So I'm going to go ahead and combine these. So my c's are going to go away. Then when I add -3 and positive 3, I get 0. Then I add these together to get -8a's, this one and this one. And then -b and -3 is -4b. Okay, so you have your 2 equations here. So now what I want to do is work with these 2 equations. So let's stack those on top of each other and look at them. So 6 equals -3a minus 3b. Then this one is 0 equals -8a minus 4b. So what I would do is get common terms of them. So mine would be to get this to 12. So to get this to 12, I would multiply this by 4, and I would multiply this one by a negative 3. So here's what's going to happen when we do that. You have to multiply every single term by that. So that's going to become 24 equals negative 12a minus 12b. The bottom one is going to be 0 equals a positive 24a and then a positive 12b. Okay, so what's the purpose of that? Well, the purpose of that is now your b's go away. So now what I know by adding this is that 24 is equal to 12a. I can solve for a now, and a is equal to 2. Okay, step 1. We have one of our variables done. So now we can plug that a value into pretty much any equation that we want to. I would take it and plug it back in to one of these two, whichever one seems easiest to you. So we can put it back into the top one. So I have 6 equals negative 3, and our a value of 2 minus 3b. So that's going to be 6 is equal to negative 6 minus 3b. Add your 6 to the other side to get 12. Negative 3b. Divide by negative 3. So I'm going to get negative 4 equals b. Okay, so then the last thing is to plug that in, and I would plug it into one of these 3. The top one is probably the easiest to plug into. So 3 equals, we know what our a value is, it's 2. Our b value, and it's a minus sign, so it's minus negative 4. And then plus c, well, c is what we're looking for. Okay, so as we simplify this, we get 3 equals, this becomes plus plus, 6 plus c, so negative 3 is equal to c. So now we have the 3 important parts to this, and we can write our final equation, which is y equals ax squared, so 2x squared, plus bx, so minus 4x, plus c, minus 3. And that's your final equation for this. So you just have to take it really slow and go step by step by step of that. And you'll be good to go.